You know, you had an incredible opportunity when 9/11 happened, and you waited. And we were saying, I mean, you remember the outpouring that you got from the world, the sympathy. I mean, virtually every single part of the world had a deep, deep, deep sympathy for the United States. And when you didn't do what people had thought you were going to do, certainly immediately, the tit for tating. And people were saying, you know what? The people who did this didn't represent a country, and they were criminals. Or at least let me say that they needed to have been apprehended. You can't apprehend people who are dead. But then if they belonged in a group as they did, you should have tried to apprehend their comrades. And even though you have not ratified the Rome Statute, this was one wonderful case where the ICC would have been the place that you Americans should have said, these are people who have done this, and the world would have been with you to the hilt. What did you do? You went off and invaded a country. And I said, as I still say now, that was an immoral act, because in the doctrine of the Christian church, what is a just war? A just war is one where there are various conditions, and one of the conditions is it must be a war declared by the appropriate authority, and you realized, or your president realized, that he wasn't the appropriate authority, because he went to the Security Council, and when they couldn't persuade the Security Council, they did that. I was amongst, I called the White House. Who am I? But I did call the White House, and was amongst those who said, at the time it was, give the inspectors more time, because if they find what you claim are there, these weapons of mass destruction, there'll be very few people in the world who would not say, yeah, maybe an invasion is justified. But the Security Council didn't agree, and you did a unilateral. And look at what's happened to Iraq. It's sad. It's sad. But I hope you might have the opportunity of redeeming yourselves in how you observe 9/11 10th anniversary. It's a very, very important question. I don't think that there is very much that you can say in his favor when you think of 9/11. And yeah, but I have to say to yourselves that I was very deeply distressed to witness the scenes of people celebrating. I was very saddened. Whether we like it or not, and this is part of some of the things that I think we try to say, when you care about what is happening in Japan or so, it's the same sentiment that says, whether I like it or not, and it can sound awful, he is or was a child of God, you know, and all of the questions that are being asked about, was he armed? Was this, in fact, an assassination? And something that was done in front of his children? It gets to say something about us, what we do to another. And I just hope that you get to remember that God's dream is that we are going to wake up to the fact that whether we like it or not, Bin Laden, all of the ghastly creatures you can think of, don't belong in a special quarantined off place. We are all, yeah, and it's very difficult sometimes. But when you look at any human family, normal family, there can sometimes be creatures there you wish were not part of your family. Of course, I mean, they can return the compliment. And